All right, top of the day, folks. I'm back. I'm back with another one for you. Another Rosco Odyssey walk and talk. It's an early one. Pretty nice day on the trail. Another familiar trail. All right, so let's see what I got lined out today. Got a topic lined out. I'm kind of this topic is it's kind of an internal battle I got going on here, you know. So first, let me start out with just saying, for any, I know I put my content up on YouTube and Rumble, and I got at least one subscriber. so thank you out there, and for anybody listening, thank you also. You know what? I'm just gonna let's see here. Let's see what am I looking at? Let's get some basics down first. All right. So it is Tuesday, December 10th. And wow, 0800. Weather-wise, we're looking at about 42 degrees. Fairly sunny, fairly clear. I'll do my little weather report. Air quality index is rated at 33, and that's a good rating according to the little weather indicator here. I've got low UV index. Now we're looking at winds going 5 miles per hour. It's showing here about wind direction. We're looking at it's looking like 72 degrees east by northeast. Is that right? Well, I'm not. Maybe I'm not reading that right. Okay. And we got 75% humidity with 15-mile visibility. All right. And then we got barometric pressure. I think that's what this is. 30.32 in capital H, lowercase g. All right. So there we are. That's what we're looking at weather-wise right now. Man, I like tobacco chew, and I got this other thing. It's a little it's not tobacco, it's like a little pack. I like the chew better, but anyway. It's that's what I got going on. So excuse me. Topic for today is nice. I'm not even going to attempt to define the word. I'm just trying to evaluate my own interpersonal, whether I'm really nice or not. And I have a tendency to think that I'm not nice. And I got to explain this, because it's not that I'm really not nice. It's just that I'm not nice about certain things, you know. Best way I could describe what I'm trying to say here is what I'm not nice about. I'm not nice when it comes to like certain there's certain things you can't be nice about, man. Like, okay, like for example, are you gonna be nice if you see someone crossing the street and they're about to get hit by a car? I mean, it may not. It's not a good or bad thing here, right? You want to do what you can to say, hey, look out, you know. And that could be easily perceived as, man, that guy's an asshole. Excuse my language there, but you know, but it's like, hey, you're just trying to look out for somebody and you really can't be nice about it if you're, you know, if you're concerned that they might get hit by a car, right? So I guess that's what I'm getting at, man. I recognize that it's like I'm gonna take it back to a Little League example I had. You know, when I was playing Little League, basically I was we were at the point in the game where it was like, you know, we're doing everything we can to win the game. It's the last up, or what I think I was last up. And I got called on a strike, and that was it. Strike. I was struck out, but you know, coach was like, "No way, man!" You know, he was debating it, got into it with the ref, and then they both looked at me. I'm just a little fella, and I was like, "Hey, the ref called a strike. It's a strike." And then coach was just like, "Oh man, this," and I thought I was being honest, you know, thought it was a strike. I really didn't know better, but I kind of got reprimanded because I just went with what my gut, you know. I just said it was a strike, and that was game. And I got kind of reprimanded because it was like, hey man, you know, you're in that situation, just, you know, almost like being like it's okay to lie. And man, I felt kind of like, damn, I let my team down or whatnot. I mean, it washed over. Not really a big deal. I'm just using it as an example, something that I remember. And maybe that's not a great example. Maybe another way I could relate this is like, I guess that internal strife is kind of like a check the log in your own eye first, you know, type of deal. And I realized that about myself is I gotta check the log in my own eye first, you know. And maybe I want to think of it as more like a little toothpick, you know, but but you get what I'm saying. I think you get what I'm saying. You know, the whole nice guys finish last thing. I'm not really buying into all that either. I'm just questioning the term of, you know, of nice in terms of just a general application. I recognize there's just some things you're just not gonna be nice about certain things, you know. How else should I put this up? Let's see. You know, as a parent, as a grandpa, Paul. Let's say discipline. I think I would like to think I was pretty even-handed as far as doling out discipline, you know, with my kids and with my grandkids, because it's something that's like, unless I know for a fact they did something really, really wrong, I mean, just out of like spite or just out of wanting to do something bad, that to me would warrant a spanking, you know, like just depending on how bad you were trying to be. So, but that's it's kind of like, you got that nuclear threat, the belt, In my childhood, I'm gonna go back. I can remember just getting whooped on. Not talking about in any kind of abusive manner or anything like that. Just I'll give you an example. The best way I could do it. I remember one time, Mom's was clearing out the yard, and it was kind of like a family thing. Everybody was doing yard cleaning up, and just really kind of. Now I tripped over a rake, man, because I was just running around playing. I tripped over a rake, fell down, got back up, and they caught a whooping because I got in the way. And I gotta laugh about it because it's funny. I mean, I don't know, it's funny to me, but as a dad, I'm not doing that. I'm just like, hey, watch out, look out, we're working here, So that's the kind of, I guess it's one of those things that goes down to, pick and choose your battles. But that's definitely something I think about. Am I nice or am I just, because sometimes perception is reality. A perception can be a reality to somebody. Whether it's actually real or not is a whole nother thing. I think about that sometimes. Now, I'm professional, cordial, respectful, check. I like to joke around, check. I like to joke around a little bit, have a little, crack a smile, have a laugh. If there's anything wrong with that, I'm not, don't want to be just a, hard nosed, but sometimes you gotta be. Sometimes you gotta be. It is what it is, So that's kind of the topic, nice. I don't want to be belligerent, malicious. I don't want to go out and, just wreck shop just because, but, being mindful, respectful, cordial, professional, let's see. I got called out on that plumbing job just a while ago. Made a little scratch, and I wasn't being nice with the snake. I was running that snake through the drain, and you got, poopy water backing up on you and splashing around, and it's like, when I first took the job, I made the evaluation, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna need to do. I'm gonna have to come back. Are you guys good with this? And they were like, yeah, that's not a problem. I said, okay, well, just I didn't put up a sign or anything, but I figured, I'm just letting everybody know, like, hey, this toilet is just gonna be down hard. So, and then when I left, everybody was on the understanding that, don't use the toilet. When I come back the next day, it's backed up, overflowing. I'm like, oh man. There was a show back in the day called Dirty Jobs. Yeah, well, plumbing can be like that. Be a dirty job. Someone's got to do it. Hey, not a Rosco Rooter on the JOB, But I wasn't being nice with that snake. I had to get that thing in there and, wrestle it around. Get it to unclog the drain. Cool thing is I was able to get some help from a guy I used to work with. Apparently a company, outfit I worked with runs they maintain they maintain the grounds there, or the buildings. But I got called in from from someone I know that works at the place that I did the work for. So they called me in, and then I seen a crew truck from a crew I used to work with. So I was like, oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, I remember, and we was chopping it. I said hi. We was chopping it up a little bit, and kind of saw my situation. I said, man, I need a little tool for this. Is that you got this? And he helped me out. So that was cool. That's how it be sometimes. So I don't know if that might be a scenario of being nice with somebody and willing to help out. And that was an outfit that I worked for like a couple years back. It was kind of cool. I helped him out too. I was like, hey man, you, because he was like in the building next door. So I was like, shoot man, I'll help you out, man. Former co-worker. But yeah, that's part of life's travels, man. It's working out that log within my own eye, And that's a constant job right there. What's that song? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. There's some truth in there, man. There's some truth in there. And then, like I said, on the parenting aspect of it, having raised a couple of my own and having to deal with, but being around the grandkids, it's kind of a trip when you on the disciplinary side of things, like how we view, how can I say it? So I think I was even-handed with both mine, and I do the same with my grandkids. But it's like the boys get kind of like what you up to, and the girls get kind of like what you got going on. It's like benefit of the doubt. You got one cup for guys, and then you give so you pour in a little benefit of the doubt. It's like measuring out 1 cup for the guys, and then for the girls, they get that extra cup. They get the 2 cups of benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I don't know. That's just kind of how I see it. That's how I see it. And as far as disciplinary actions, yeah, I've never been because I got, like I said, I'd get my spankings for not necessarily any particular reason other than, it was just time to get that spank. I don't know, Yeah, I know there's some, some times where I definitely deserved it, no doubt. But for the most part, as far as my style, it's more been reservation, very reserved. Like, I remember because I worked nights, I wanted my daughter to have a cell phone, so that she needed to get a hold of me. This was like early with the cell phones, back with the like little Nokias and the flip phones. But I wanted her to have a way to get a hold of me if she needed to, or something went down at school, she can get a hold of me, or the school can get a hold of me pretty quick, fast, or that sort of thing. But like an example of disciplinary action versus spanking versus like disciplinary action, it'd be like there's a scenario where it's like, okay, no phone use. Instead of like taking the phone, I'd be like, okay, the phone is right here. Everybody sees it. You see where it's at? That's where it's going to stay until we clear things up, and just have that trust that they'll abide by that guidance. And that pretty much seemed to work out. There wasn't no real situations where I felt like, again, like I had to get the belt. That'd be like the nuclear option, right? you know. So, you know, and that's what it be like sometimes as a parent, you know. You gotta, you know, you want to be nice, but you know that the situation demands that you get a little bit more serious, a little bit more, you know. Okay, we gotta have a sit down or talk, or you know, that sort of thing. Yeah. And so that's something I learned from the way I wanted to parent, you know. And that's how I moved with that, you know. And again, I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to teach. I'm just sharing my life experience and things that I've either see or do, or that sort of thing. You know, I gotta clear that. Like I said, I gotta clear that log in my own eye first, right? You know, I'd like to think it's a toothpick, you know, but may not necessarily be that. And so that's kind of what I wanted to line out for today, and get out here and get this early walk in, because I got a couple other things I got to get into. I got to get out there and make that scratch. Still got a paint project I'm working on. Still got the car I'm working on. Never know, I might get called up for another Drano job. Drain this, snake this line. I gotta be ready for that. And I'd like to continue to keep presenting here on the interweb land. And I even got a new little setup. It's not really a gimbal. It's more like I can mount my cam. I can mount a mic. Then I got it's like a little holding device, so I can hold it a little more steady. Yeah, let's see if I can get if I could pan around here. Yeah, you see the bay water's just real mellow today. Not a lot of movement. Let's see what we got here. Come around this side. Whoop. All right, folks. Well, I hope that I said a little something on the topic of nice, you know. What else can I add? Can I add something to that? I mean, I really feel like I said what I planned to say on that. You know, perception, man. That's a thing. That's a thing. You know. In general, like in a general term, I want to think I'm nice. You know, but like I said, I know there's some things I'm just not going to be nice about. I'm just going to reserve that for myself, because I don't know. I kind of value. I think at some point I will actually appear on this if I keep on going with this. Maybe even do a live stream. You know, at some point though I will appear. It's just this is all very new. I'm trying to do this and learn about, you know, because I see a lot of different people create their content, and it's really well formatted, really well thought out and placed and everything. And I'm coming out on a daily with my thoughts, and just really just presenting it kind of in a raw, uncut format, just putting it out. And I've thought about maybe paying for some better instruction on how to do this, but at the same time, I know that by doing it, I'm kind of learning. I'm kind of picking up a skill here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm at a point where I'm like, I got to just go for it and do it, and preferably get into a daily rhythm. But I know that my schedule really isn't set. I have a little bit of flexibility where I can kind of set it up, and I'd like to be able to travel out to some more spots that I go to or I've been to that I think are interesting, like across the bay over those hills. There is basically Pacific Ocean, so there's a lot of really great spots as far as just hiking, biking, trails, beaches, and all that sort of thing. So I would like to get out to some of those spots and present those on here. All right, well, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it today. The topic of nice, checking the log in my own eye, and the ability to just kind of be really reserved before taking action on something, and kind of reserving a little bit of independence, because I've always kind of been I'm not gonna say misfit, but I don't know exactly where I kind of fit into the whole puzzle a lot of times, not in a bad way, just let's see, how can I relate? I'm gonna go back to how I was as a kid, because I think a lot of that influenced how I may be now. I was basically, there were a lot of times I was just home by myself. Moms would be like, just lock the door, don't answer the door to nobody, don't take no calls, and that's just how it was. So I was just kind of used to that, I guess. I don't know. Don't necessarily like that, but that's just how it was. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that today. I gave you a little something of what I'm thinking and kind of how I approach certain things. And like I say, I eventually, if I continue along this content creation thing, I think basically the way I feel about it is I just got to do it at my pace, on my timeline. I can't. I'm not trying to hurry anything. I know my content's pretty raw. There's not a lot of refinement in it. But if you're looking for that, it's out there. They're really good. There are really solid presenters out there. They format their presentations. It's really well put together, and since I'm starting out and I'm learning, I'm focusing on the content itself and just trying to keep everything else real basic and simple. So I think that's why this is comes out kind of pretty raw. I mean, I don't have notes today. I didn't really formulate a whole script. I just I had a couple topics, and I'm just kind of putting it all together as I go along. So I hope it makes sense. I hope I was able to formulate the thought and present it and give some examples of what I'm talking about in a way that is sensible. All right, so that's where it be for today. Another Rosco Odyssey walk and talk, dealing with the log in my own eye and trying to whittle it down to a toothpick. All right, folks.